It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. My friends, today is a momentous occasion. It is a Friday. That means it is a Masterpiece Friday here on the channel. But more importantly, the day has finally arrived. The brand new Dream Theater album, Parasomnia, drops today. And guess what? That means we're listening to some of the album. I'm happy that you are here. Today is February 7th, 2025, the release day of Parasomnia, Dream Theater's 16th studio album. And over the past few months, we've listened together to all three of the singles that they released before the full album dropped. We heard Night Terror, then we heard A Broken Man. Sadly, that video is now blocked on YouTube, but it's available on my Patreon. And then most recently, we heard Midnight Messiah. And I've really enjoyed all of them, and I've been looking forward to the big epic track at the end of the album. That track is called the Shadow Man Incident, and that's the one that we're going to hear together today, and I'm happy to be with you. So this is the release of their first album since 2021's A View from the Top of the World, and it's also the first album, of course, to include original drummer Mike Portnoy since Black Clouds and Silver Linings all the way back in 2009. And the Dream Theater fandom has been just waiting anxiously and eagerly anticipating this day for a long time, and the day has finally come. Friends, we're going to be listening to this epic closing track, the album's closing track. It's a 19.5-minute song, and it's called The Shadow Man Incident. And it seems like we're again on this larger issue of sleep and sleep deprivation and things that get in the way of us not getting our proper sleep, our proper rest, that sort of thing. So the idea of a shadow person is largely an interpretation or a perception of a spirit or a presence that is lingering nearby, right? And most believe this humanoid shadow to be either paranormal or supernatural, something like that. And I've read that scientists have claimed that people who suffer from stuff like sleep paralysis, sleep apnea, or insomnia, especially those that also take quite a bit of antihistamines or other drowsy medications, may be open to perceiving these shadow people more than others, and claim that these entities are somehow staring at them, you know? So in this song, we've got the Shadow Man, and apparently there's going to be an incident. So let's get to the story and see what the hell happens, shall we? We've been waiting long enough, so let's get to it. John Petrucci is going to serve as our lyricist, and the music is credited to the band. We've got James Labrie on lead vocals, John Petrucci on guitars and backing vocals, Jordan Rudess on the keyboards, John Myung on the bass, and Mike Portnoy on the drums and backing vocals. I'm really excited to listen to this, y'all. I know that y'all have as well, and especially since today's episode is an unusual one because we're featuring a song that you haven't been able to hear until today. So I think that for a lot of us, we're going to be listening to this for the first time together, and that's a cool thing. So let's get to it. This is Dream Theater with the Shadow Man Incident. Off we go. Okay. It's got a window open. Little clock. Little music box. We've all had some of those. Sounds like the start of a story, right? Come, friends, let us tell you the tale of the Shadow Man incident. I think they're landing in G. They went to E, relative minor. I like that you can see the waveform in the video. That's pretty cool. All it takes is one note and a rhythm. That's some cool orchestration, guys. Woo! I still want some more low end, though. I want the bass a little heavier in the mix, y'all. And I don't think those are real brass instruments. I think it's all synths. All right, that was 5 into A. Step. That's a sequential pattern. That's cool. Down by step. Those are tritone moves. Okay. Into E. All this before we get any vocals. Okay. It's A minor. Major 3 chord, minor 3 chord, which is 4-1 in G. Where are they going? This guy, to figure out where they cadenced. They cadenced back in G, G minor.
A frightened child pulls his blanket overhead.
1 to flat 5. That's regular 5. Minor 5. Feel his stare. I see you. I see you. Intruders in the room. This is more than just a terrifying dream. The shadow's always watching. The shadow's always watching. Embrace the shadow. Embrace the shadow. That's rad. 1 to flat 5, and then back. No face. So the shadow person has no facial distinguishing features. She's too afraid to run or speak. Shadow's always watching. Okay, everybody. That's an interesting line. We'll come back to it. Flowing black cloak. The incubus sits on your chest at night. That's scary shit, y'all. Almost like a 4-chord song in through there, but Dream Theater style. Endless Night. Better pray. We get another spoken quote. We'll go right through it. We'll come back to it. The chorus is like a 4-chord song. Okay. I'm into it so far, y'all. This is really cool. I love that James isn't singing above where he should so far. Yeah, I'd love to hear a real orchestra with this. Down the rabbit hole we go, friends. tempo change immediately and a key change. Woo! Take it, Jordan. I wish the piano was a little more up in the mix, too. John's guitars are a bit overpowering. They keep coming back to 4. They were doing some cool stuff with some asymmetrical meters in there, but I couldn't figure out what they were up to. This would be great in an orchestra. This secondary idea with the guitar over it. Doug in a candy store. That's what this section is called. More real piano sounds, Jordan. I love it. Gives it a historic nature, doesn't it? It's not a new age story. It's a tale as old as time. Hey. More bass, gentlemen. I can't believe I'm telling you that. More bass. I don't know what to do with myself, y'all. This is fucking rad. That is worth the price of admission. Four, 5, 1. Where? B minor? Stories of a faceless man who goes by many names and traps us in his fearful gaze. That's flat 6 to flat 7 to 1 in a different key. And that tritone again. There it is again. Now they're in that key. There's that tritone move again. G, which is where they started. Half step. This must be the epilogue.
Wake up.
And that's how the album finishes, y'all. That was such a fun roller coaster. It was like being on a roller coaster in the dark with no lights, sitting next to a shadow person. I never knew harmonically where they were going to end up. They do so well with pairing together these non-tonal ideas with extremely tonal ideas. You set up a predominant chord and then a dominant chord, and you think it's going to go somewhere, but you start using half steps, and then it can have secondary motions and move one place or another. Sometimes they just go straight from one idea to another, or straight to a different tempo. But it seemed like we're going round and round and round the merry-go-round, and we're not sure where we're going to get off. It's a little disorienting. And with a story like this, the music, when it does that, whether you understand the theory or not, the effect, I think, is palpable. And it's felt, whether you can follow the all that they're doing harmonically, or a lot what they're doing harmonically, or whether you're just listening and just being washed over with all of the sounds. Either way, you're going to react emotionally to what they're doing. You know, friends, that's a better epic than the one that we had from A View, the last album, A View at the Top of the World, right? Yeah, A View from the Top of the World. I don't know, you know, Octavarium is wonderful. I love the Count of Tuscany. John has these ways of writing lyrics that it makes you think, John, are you okay? Are you sleeping all right? Oh my goodness. So there's a couple of spots in here. Let me bring my lyrics up that I had flagged when I read through everything, and I was wondering how they were going to treat it. They really rushed over a couple of these spoken interludes. As I'm looking here, we get a spoken interlude that says, "That is not dead which can eternal lie, and with strange aeons even death may die." That's a line from H.P. Lovecraft's Call of Cthulhu that he wrote back in 1928. And then it goes into this bridge. Standing at 7 feet tall, he's a sight to behold. Tales of the man in the hat surfaced centuries ago. Wearing a flowing black cloak and a watch on a chain, he stands in the corner in darkness as you go insane, fighting for breath as the incubus sits on your chest. The night demon waits as you dream, standing over your bed. That's some great poetry. It's scary, but it's some great poetry. Later on, there's another spoken interlude, and it's another line from a Lovecraft bit of writing. It says, "In the darkness, every faint noise of the night seemed magnified." That's from The Shadow over Innsmouth, which was released in 1931 from H.P. Lovecraft. So John's doing his homework, and he's going back to some older ideas and bringing them forward. That's why I love Jordan using the regular piano sounds instead of some sort of new worldy synth lead during the middle of this, because it's bringing it back to a time when we didn't have synthesizers, just pianos, and it connected me to an older idea. And I thought that was really cool. In the bridge there, I read through it, they're talking about this entity called the Hat Man. And I don't know about this, but in my reading, I found that according to lore, the Hat Man is a specific type of shadow entity or shadow person. He's typically tall with little or no discernible features. He's usually wearing a fedora or a wide-brimmed hat and wearing some sort of cloak or like a cape or a trench coat, and that's what they're describing there. And then at the very end, wake up, and then you get the alarm clock sounding at the end, and then the whole album is done. At the very beginning of this, it was a musical box, not an alarm, right? So someone is winding the musical box, you get ring, 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 and you wind that up, and it's like a child's musical box. And the lyrics start out from the perspective of a child, or centered on a child. A frightened child pulls his blanket overhead. His mind runs wild amidst the silence. He can feel his stare, meaning the shadow person, right? Intruder in the room, but no one's there. He could hardly move, frozen like a stone. John, are you okay? It makes for a wonderful bit of sci-fi escapism, especially with the music being as strong as their music is. I really loved the pacing of it and the sounds of it. I said a couple times in there, I wanted a bit more low end. I wanted a bit more piano when Jordan's solo was happening. I wanted a bit more, I think, throughout, of John Young's bass playing to go with the great drumming from Portnoy. And yeah, but that's my only real criticism. I really enjoyed that. That's a strong epic, isn't it? I think immediately goes into the lore of their other big-time long pieces that they've done throughout their career. It's really strong. So, friends, with the album dropping today, the band is setting out on the North American leg of their tour, and they start, I think, tonight in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. I'm not too far from there, but I'm not going tonight. I have a conflict that I can't get out of. But when they wrap up their tour towards the end of next month with a return to Radio City Music Hall in New York City, I am pumped. I'm going to be there, friends. So if you're going to be in New York, look me up, and we'll exchange pleasantries and talk about the band and just enjoy ourselves with these guys. You know, in today's world, the presence of this music that can thrill us and just kind of take us on a journey is so vitally important. It gives a chance to let down our guard a little bit, to have a little fun, to suspend a little bit of reality, and just play in this little sci-fi or fantasy sandbox for a bit. And what a bit of music to go with the story. I think the music is every bit as solid as the story, and it's all extremely well constructed, and I can't wait to hear the rest of the album. Now I've heard probably more than half of it with all of you, and I'm sure that I'll get to the rest of it, but that's going to be all for me today, my friends. It's a wonderful thing to celebrate a brand new album from Dream Theater, Parasomnia. It's now out, and I've been planning this for a while, and I'm happy to experience it all with you on this momentous day. So thank you for being with me. Thanks to the guys in Dream Theater for keep doing what they're doing, and we'll see you on the road, gentlemen. So with that, I wish y'all a pleasant day, a great weekend, and we will see you next time on another edition of the Daily Doug.
It's the Daily Doug. Welcome to the Daily Doug. The Daily